Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and it's another red week, down about 9,000. So fair old pullback together with last week, but still sort of up on the month. So it's just a fair pullback from what was sort of a fairly large pump up. So a fair amount of this is down to the Silvergate news, which I sort of covered yesterday. So I won't go over that too much again today, but basically they're sort of saying they could potentially go bust. I'm sort of leaning on the side that they don't, but a lot of the clients are leaving, so it's not looking all that good. But yeah, there's some sort of fairly significant other news. We've got Ethereum sort of pushing back the Shanghai upgrade to early April. It's no surprise really if you sort of followed the original sort of Ethereum 2 launch. It sort of got delayed 2 years pretty much. So yeah, no surprise to see a small delay, but they're saying that they are sort of working on the test net and it is sort of going reasonably well. They just didn't want to sort of jump straight in and go for it this month. So if it is just a 1 month delay, then no real issues there. But yeah, people are sort of a little bit unhappy about that, I guess. Not entirely sure whether this is good news or bad, but FTX, the new sort of CEO, John J. Ray, has sort of said they've found quite a lot less than originally thought in assets to be able to give back to customers. They were saying at one point sort of $5 billion. And now they're saying 2.2 billion of total assets, of which 694 million are liquid currencies such as fiat, stable coins, Bitcoin, or ETH. Against these holdings, 385 million in customer receivables and 9.3 billion in net borrowing by Alameda. So yeah, if the rest of these sort of 2.2 billion of assets are your sort of FTX token, and other illiquid things that you could never really sell, then maybe you're looking at sort of more like 700 or 800 million of actually saleable currencies, or currencies able to give back to the public. So you could see that as a good thing, really, if there was sort of 5 billion to go back to the public. People may have a sort of sour taste in their mouth and may just instantly sell as soon as they get it back. So in theory, I guess this means a lot of this has probably already been sold by Sam and the team. So yeah, you could see this as good or bad, really. Black mark on the space, but potentially means there's less sell pressure. Interesting sort of rise in DeFi, decentralized finance on Bitcoin, which you don't really see too much. Avalanche are sort of getting more into it. Over 2,000 Bitcoin ported to Avalanche, largest single day on record, and you sort of come down to the sort of Avalanche bridge. It's the sort of record day, pretty much double the previous record day, and sort of come down to their sort of breakdown of there's various platforms on sort of decentralized Bitcoin, and it's rising pretty well, up to sort of 6,000 Bitcoin from the looks of it, potentially sort of going higher over the last couple of weeks. This is sort of to middle of February, so looks like this has gone more towards 8,000. So yeah, interesting. It's not really sort of seen as the currency for DeFi. It's more sort of Ethereum, but if we can bring that more to Bitcoin, then just another use case. Considering I'm still sort of 60% Bitcoin, I do want more development on it, really. And there's more bank rules in the UK. Again, sort of we're saying we want to be a crypto hub of the world, but the banks are, well, that's the government saying that, and the banks are still making it sort of more difficult. sort of, I can understand them, various banks are sort of restricting buys from credit cards, which I can understand. That's taking on debt to buy a very volatile asset, which could go down, and then you owe the debt, you get into trouble, and so on and so on. It should be bought with money that you have. So debit cards, I can't really see too much of an issue with. Some of them are sort of restricting debit cards and saying that you have to use bank transfer, which is really no different. It's just slightly sort of more hassle. But if you want to buy it, then you're going to buy it, whether it be with a debit card or not. But yeah, you got various banks, sort of HSBC taking quite a tough line with it. They're saying you can buy with a debit card through certain UK regulated platforms, but not exchanges like Coinbase. So, not quite sure who they mean. There aren't too many sort of UK based places to buy Bitcoin that I know of, other than sort of ATMs and that sort of thing that'll charge you 10% or 15% of what you buy. I think Coinbase is expensive at 0.6%. So if you're aware of other UK places to buy, then do let me know. But that seemed a bit of a strange statement. Lloyds sort of aren't too bad. They allow people to buy, but only using debit cards. NatWest have taken a very hard line. Barclays haven't been too bad. I do use Barclays, so yeah, they've sort of phoned me and I had to do a grueling questionnaire for about 15 minutes on whether I understood what I was buying. Yeah, and sort of a few of the other sort of challenger banks are a little bit more friendly, but still sort of cautioning people. So yeah, we're not quite there yet. We're certainly not a crypto hub of the world. So not that much news this week, other than the sort of Silvergate stuff. So yeah, it's just a short video, just looking at the coins for the week. The drop has been largely sort of the smaller altcoins. We've got Bitcoin down just over 4% for the week. Ethereum 2.8%, so that's held up pretty well. Solana 7.4%. I do have £1,000 cash sat in my Trading 212 account. Sort of considering withdrawing that and maybe just topping up a little bit of Solana. They've got their sort of big conference on at the moment, similar to the sort of November one when we had the FTX crash. But assuming that there's no sort of huge issues to come out of the woods this time, then I would have thought a sort of bullish conference may lead to some big announcements and could potentially get in before those. So yeah, considering sort of buying a little bit more Solana, I don't really have sort of the £5,000 or so to be buying lots of different coins, but yeah, I'm sort of you're probably aware still very, very bullish on Solana. Also we got Cardano down 7.1%, Chainlink down 7.2%. And then Polygon 11.45% has taken a bit of a hit, and Audius, that had been sort of rising quite a lot to be fair, but that's down 20.5%, so biggest for the week. XRP down 2.3% and Quant down 2.9%, so they're sort of holding up pretty well. Power Ledger down 10%, Basic Attention Token 12.5%, VeChain 10.5%, and Internet Computer 11%. So yeah, they're all down a fair bit. Some sort of holding up pretty well, the larger caps, and the sort of stabler stuff like Ripple and Quant and that sort of thing, doing reasonably well. So yeah, leave your thoughts in comments below if you're buying anything, if you're excited about anything, and like and subscribe. See you soon.